feels like everywhere I go, somebody's asking me to meet some kind of expectation.
I feel broken.
Hola chicas, ¿cómo están? How are you?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien, muy emocionado. I'm very excited to talk to you girls because this show is so much fun. It has mystery, it has drama, it has action, a little bit of everything. So it's perfect to spend these lonely nights, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
I binged the entire 10 episodes because it's such a great show and I need to know what happens.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can see the logo on your TV.
Oh, that's amazing.
A great logo. Why don't you tell our audience, without giving any spoilers, what the show is about?
It's about a group of girls who all come from very diverse backgrounds.
These girls are on the way to a retreat, a feminist retreat, and end up not making it there because they crash and land on an island.
Where their past lives, or their lives before the island, constantly interfere and intermingle with trying to survive.
And they're trying to survive. Survive, you see throughout the show, then trying to survive life pre-island and life on the island.
We're all just kind of, learning how to get along and, survive the island, and it's pretty much the best way I can put it.
I think it makes the audience think, what's worse, surviving high school as a teenager or surviving on a deserted island?
I don't mean to say that what happened wasn't traumatic. To end up where we did, in the middle of nowhere, completely cut off from the lives we left behind. That brings us to the real question, doesn't it? What was so great about the lives we left behind?
What would you miss the most from your old life if you were deserted on an island?
I'm just gonna have to say my cat. I would really miss him. Just so much. He's so goofy and just the best. I would really miss him.
Family, food, showers.
Yeah.
I think I would miss people. I would miss my family, my friends. I think I would miss the sense of community.
He would not do well on an island though, so it's probably actually good he's not there.
I think I would probably miss human interaction or my TV.
Fair enough.
I know. I mean, I do this for a living, so I would probably go crazy without my TV.
I would miss entertainment. Like, even a good book would do it for me. You know what I mean? Like, but if I didn't have any of that, I would die. It would be so hard. The more and more I think about it, like being stranded on a desert island actually sounds kind of nice now. I mean, we've been kind of stranded in our own apartments over all of this COVID business. So it feels like maybe I'd rather be on an island anyway.
You're totally right. It was like a little vacation, even when it's emotions are running high and there's a lot of drama. Sometimes it felt like, oh my God, that looks like a better place than where we are right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you could run into the forest and I'd never see him again. Oh yeah, you catch me little dinners. I'm like, go fetch.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
We are stuck here. It's the 21st century. Okay, they will find us.
My life is out there 1,000,000 miles away.
There was trauma. But being a teenage girl, that was the real living hell.
What advice would you give to anybody who gets stranded on a deserted island? What survivor skills do they need?
I mean, I just hope you don't get stranded where there's black sand, man. That stuff sticks everywhere. I don't really know if that's advice, but...
My survival advice would be, don't piss off the people you're stranded with and get to know who you're stranded with.
Be a team player. Like, don't cause conflict, don't cause friction. If you're with a group of people, which I'm assuming in this hypothetical scenario you are. Because like the number one thing at that point is survival. So, you don't want to throw any wrenches.
You might be stranded with a serial killer or
an ex-murderer or something.
Try and find water. I'm not really sure.
I feel like basic know-how, like finding fresh water and knowing how to hunt for food and sanitizing your elements so it's, edible and stuff like that. I feel like that's just basic survival know-how.
Gosh, if you have sunscreen, wear it. If you have water, drink it. If you find an animal, I don't care if you're vegetarian, kill it.
Eat it.
Eat it. Survive. Just find the inner strength within you. Use all your resources. Stay out of the sun. I mean, on and off. Yeah. Stay out of the sun. Wear sunscreen. Protect the skin.
We did like we got like a first aid CPR session, and we, with new challenges they face on the island, building a shelter, we learned how to, do at each moment we got taught how to use the different elements around us to incorporate into the story. So I just took all those on board, and now I'm in my little toolkit.
Yeah, a lot of teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork, exactly.
Are we in the actual Bermuda Triangle?
Everything about the island feels off.
How was it filming on a beach an entire show? Did you go home and find sand after 1 month of washing your hair?
Like in my bed when I come home, I was like, I had a shower. How is there sand everywhere? Yeah, everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like I'm still my hair started dreading in my scalp, and I feel like I'm still dealing with that, trying to brush the dreads out of my hair. And this was 2 years ago.
As you can imagine, quite challenging. Sand in your shoes, sand everywhere. But it was beautiful. I mean, that we were able to tell an authentic story. These girls are getting battered on a beach all day long, every day, and that's exactly what we were getting. So it definitely came with its challenges, but the authenticity is.
We were incredibly lucky to be able to shoot at the places that we did. It was just a fantastic landscape for the reality and the edginess and the grit and raw aspects that these girls go through off the island and on the island, just to highlight that even more. At times it was definitely difficult. There were some really beautiful days on the beach, and there were a few hard days on the beach. But it really just drove home the aspect of survival, and sort of made some of the scenes a lot easier to act, because it was truly fighting against the elements. So
Death has been hanging over our heads.
And yet the only thing I seem to care about is love.
Isn't that what we're all afraid of? That we won't be loved?
And something that I love so much about the show is how your girls, you have a protagonist of female teenage girls to being the leads of a show. Mia, can I ask you, what's the impact do you guys want to have on girls watching the show?
I hope young girls and women will be able to watch this show and see themselves reflected on it and find peace, find some level of inner peace when it comes to dealing with trauma and things that they've been through, and pressures that society places upon them. And I hope that they can look at this show and realize that they're not alone.
No matter your age, your diversity, you can all come together in the end. Even if it does take being stranded on an island together, I really feel like being in survival mode strips you of putting your patience aside, and really just, we have to survive, we have to get along. So it's I really feel like it'll help girls understand surviving your teenage years. It's there are bigger things in life than girl drama and dramatic stuff that is kind of unnecessary.
I also hope that they can watch this show and see a group of young women surviving in such a crazy environment, and doing well, and not failing, and being really strong. And I hope women and girls get to see this and be like, oh, I can do that sort of stuff. I don't need any sort of man to support me.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, and your experience, your culture, I think that really has a big influence and effect on what that does to you, how it makes you feel. But I think at the end of the day, you know, I hope a lot of people walk away saying, wow, I've maybe experienced something like that, and, you know, I can relate to someone because maybe they've gone through something like that. It's not just me because I'm seeing it played out here, you know, and then we can have a lot more empathy, like Raina's brought up previously, and more love, because it's not just a hashtag on social media. It's actually showing it and conveying it and, you know, being it.
Emotions run high on the show because it's a very stressful situation. Erana, can I ask you, what's your advice for teenage girls to deal with their emotions when they're in these stressful situations, even in their real life?
Well, I mean, I'm only just coming out the other side of it myself. You know, I'm 21, so I'm still learning how to be a proper adult myself. But I think dealing with the stress of it all, it can feel like the biggest thing ever. But if you just like simplify it all down and think about what you're really stressed about and take it one step at a time, everything feels completely manageable and you'll be able to get through whatever's troubling you.
If anybody ever calls you bossy, take that as a compliment. That means that you're powerful and you're outspoken and you know what you want. Yeah, just like absolutely own your own power, and you will find it, and it will be uncomfortable at the start when you discover it, but just really lean into it because you're going to be so happy when you embrace that about yourself.
Bossy or aggressive.
Hey, when a woman is bossy, it just means that she knows what she wants and she respects herself.
You're probably doing something right?
Yeah.
What kind of person sees an island full of lost girls and doesn't send help?
Your daughter is stepping back from a very dark precipice.
Sometimes I feel guilty that we lied to her.
You did that to save her.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this show. I can't wait to share it with everybody. I binged all the 10 episodes because I need to know what happens. I can't wait for a season 2 because I need to know. I need to solve all these mysteries.
Yeah. Thank you. Write it to Amazon. Write it in.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jovanny.
Thank you so much, girls. It was so nice to meet you, and I love the show.
Thank you so much.
Likewise.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.